Hello, this is Mama Jess. Everything you wish your mother told you. I recently learned about the glowing up that it seems that mostly young women are trying to express their best ideal self, which is usually just a girl that's skinny with a lot of makeup and a new haircut and hair dye. And I have such a massive beef with this because glowing up in a pornified culture is like tying a half a rack of a cow to your back and swimming to the Mile Buoy in Santa Cruz, California. You will be attracting every bloodthirsty shark that will devour you. The goal is not glowing up, it's growing up. And a woman who has grown up, first and foremost, she is hidden to the pornographic world. She does not allow perverted, lusty, filthy-minded men in her home, in her car, in her mind, in her heart. She is hidden. She is like a seed planted in fertile soil that takes time to grow roots first and then can eventually grow fruits. Real fruits. Something really meaningful and substantial and life-giving to herself and those around her. A woman who has grown up is self-respecting. She's wicked smart. She can spot propaganda and lies a mile away. She will not be manipulated by a narcissistic man because she doesn't need anybody. She has herself. She has God. She might be lucky enough to have a few friends. Ideally, she would have loving parents that support her, but those are hard to come by in this country. So I don't want you to glow up. I don't want you to follow this trend of what seems to me is that you are simply assessing the beauty standards of a pornographic culture and you are aspiring to look like a porn star. And you are attracting pornographic men who only care about an external look that they're looking for. And I grieve to say that I have to tell you something right now that hopefully will bear a weight and a gravity to you that you will act and you will be very serious about this message. I've studied enough about the pornographic industry, and they classify a woman as either invisible or fuck-able. So you need to be aware of what's going on. And the amount of young men and men involved in this would mean that you need to hide. You need to become invisible. And that will be through modesty, through sloughing off any seductive spirit that you have picked up, that you will not be walking the walk and doing the pooty lip thing and getting your hair done and showing off your body on these social medias. You will become invisible. And that is the best thing that you can do in such a dark culture. The only light that you will shine will be that of a high standard of morality, virtue, self-respect, skills, highly skilled, completely uninterested in the perverted pornographic world of what I would call manimals. They're not even men, they're animals. I want you to be truly beautiful, which is to be useful, to be dutiful, to be wise, able to respond to the needs of those around you and yourself, to be highly competent, to develop true social skills, knowing how to really represent yourself with dignity. So remember, if you are wearing plastic clothing, you will be attracting the pornified mind, the pornographic culture. You will be viewed as being fuckable. So it's time that you shun and defy that disgusting, hateful, violent, dead industry that has permeated this entire culture, and you become invisible and you hide. I heard an extraordinary quote, and I don't know where it's from, but it says that a woman should be so hidden in God that a man would have to seek God to find her. And if you don't believe in God, you should be so hidden in reality and skills and self-acceptance that a man would have to seek those things to find you. You should not be so easy to the casual observer when all he wants is a few of your body parts. He does not love you. So I don't want you to glow up, I want you to grow up. And the only light that you will shine will be that of a righteous life, a life of true beauty, of self-acceptance, and the joy and the peace that comes when you live a virtuous life. I don't care what anybody says. I don't care about these beauty standards. Beauty standards have changed from the beginning of time. Some cultures saw that a really high forehead was really beautiful. Others have seen times when really short hair was beautiful. Other times when floor-length hair was the acceptable beauty. Other cultures where being really fat was attractive because it was an indication that you were well-fed with wealth, rather than being an emaciated, malnutritioned, starving peasant. So now you are molested by the beauty standards of this culture, which is profiting off of you believing this, of being anorexic skin with plastic boobs. So you have become a slave, but you will not be a slave on my watch. I refuse to have you grow up to be a whore, because those who glow up simply look like whores. You look like you're promoting sex because you've been trained to do that by a pornographic industry that's looking for clientele. They're looking for customers and those that they can employ. So to Mama Jess, you are beautiful when you're confident, when you know who you are, and you know what you believe, and you stand in what is true and good, and what is true beauty. That is my hope for you. As a maternal voice, I want you to grow up and be fully alive, thriving in who you were made to be, and as healthy as you can be. You don't have to be fat and self-accepting, which is the trend. You don't have to be skinny and pornified, which is the other side of the trend. You want to know how to care for your needs, care for your physical needs, and support your body to be strong and able to take care of your responsibilities in a day. And rather than focus on being so skinny, be grateful for the fact that you have hands that work and you have eyes that can see. You can chew and swallow your food. You can digest. I grieve that so many young girls focus on being so skinny, but they don't realize the value that they can walk and they can talk. Because if you've been in the disabled world, many of those people do not have access to those extraordinary physical gifts. And you can't always count on them being around. As you get older, many of those things might fade, or you could get in an accident. So I don't want you to waste your strong, healthy, youthful body on pornographic boys or trying to attract them. I want you to invest your time to be strong. And I'll talk more about health because you might not understand that the body needs a degree of fat on it for proper hormone development and also to store toxins. And we're in a very toxic culture, so that fat, that little bit of padding is very important for your health to protect your organs from being poisoned. I'll talk more about that later. There's a lot to share. But I love you too much for you to fall into the trap that you have learned from your grandmother and your mother before you. You need new messages, new maternal messages, because a lot of those women have been tortured by the same expectation. So I want you to take back your body, take back your mind, take back your life. And I want you to focus on getting a life that is your life, the one that you choose, where you're not a slave to consumerism or to any industry making millions of dollars off of you. So it's time to grow up and forget about glowing up. You have permission now. All right, I'll talk with you soon. Bye-bye.